Hey everyone, I'm TH Pine and welcome to the last two matches of this week's DPL season, no, weekend, not season, round, I guess. We are in week 3 of our first official season, and the first match for today will be DarkLight Studios versus Guacamole. As I said, I'm TH Pine, I'm here with a Billboard. Hello, good sir.
How's it going, everybody? I'm hoping for some good matches today. There'll be some interesting ones.
Yeah, for sure. Like as I said, our first match is going to be Darklight Studios versus Guacamole, and after that we will have Core Dynamics versus the Rats. So I'm certainly looking forward to both of those. And yeah, let's talk about these teams. I think you have something prepared, a little bit overview over who's going up against, who's playing in this first match. So
Yeah.
please go ahead.
So for the today's matches are going to be kind of our lower bracket matches. So this first matchup we have with Darklight Studios versus Guac. Darklight Studios is 0-2 and Guac is 1-1. So right off the bat, Darklight Studios is looking to be the underdog here with a negative 13 round point differential. On week 1 they lost to Rats 0-2, and they lost to Red Team, which is a very strong contender right now, 0-2 as well. So it's honestly not surprising seeing them lose to Red Team, as they're such a strong team right now and near the top of the ladder. But the Rats game was a little bit more surprising, even though Rats did kind of put up a fight against Flatline in week 1. Then we have Guac, who are 1-1 with a 7-point round differential, and they lost to Status Quo week 1, 1-2, which was actually a close game. They were able to bring it to map 3, but which is surprising because Status Quo is actually performing pretty well right now. They're up 2-1 right now, and then they had a win against Arc Aardvarks 2-0, which was honestly not surprising. Unfortunately, Arc Aardvarks hasn't been performing very well this season, and they've been having a rough season. But maybe they can pick it up later on. But honestly, like based off the stats of this game, it's looking like Guac is gonna take this. But I'm curious to see if Darklight Studios has anything that we haven't seen them do, and if they've made some improvements since their last match.
Yeah, for sure. I think Guacamole is like is a slight favorite here, but that doesn't mean that DLS doesn't stand a chance. So yeah, definitely going to be an interesting match, I think. And yeah, we were trying to get the teams ready. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties, minor ones, but they delayed everything a little bit. And I think Guacamole is here already, but DLS is still trying to get everyone online. So it's probably gonna take a few more minutes until we can actually start. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about the teams a little more. So it seems like for Guacamole today we have playing Matt, Mandark, Ninja Dude, Kerp, and AJ. And I'm not quite sure he's gonna play for for DLS. Yeah, we're gonna go over that as soon as we know it. But yeah, so I guess while we wait, did you watch yesterday's matches, Billboard?
Well, somewhat, yes, but also I did participate in them. So
I mean, that's fair. That's
yeah,
fair, right? You
yeah,
played for fluff, I guess.
yeah.
So yeah, well, I mean, then let's talk about that match maybe really quick. That did go pretty well for you guys. So
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun match. It was something that we kind of went in like not exactly sure how, or well, we kind of went in a little cocky. I won't lie. People were kind of a little bit above their heads. At least I was trying to stay very stable, and because like I'm the type of person who I take every opponent the same way. But had some other people who was getting a little trigger happy, but and like chasing for kills. But other than getting greedy at certain things, once we kind of realized we were getting greedy, we kind of stabilized and did well after that.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you lost a few of the first rounds. I mean, especially the first game was pretty interesting, going back and forth. So that was pretty exciting. But yeah, you managed to take the win after all. So I guess congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You're right now the top team with the only team with a 3-2-0 score right now. So that's
Yep.
pretty impressive.
22-point round differential. So
Well, that's a lot. That's a lot for sure.
yeah.
I mean, you did not lose any set yet, I think. Is
No,
that
yeah,
correct?
we've yet to lose a game. Yet to lose
That's
one map.
or a game, yeah. That's a strong position to hold, I say. We will see how it goes next week, for sure. You're probably gonna be up. Well, depends really. I guess could be. I mean, you just played red team, so probably not red team.
It's probably gonna be something like
Flatline
status quo or a
or status
flatline.
quo. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably one of the two. So that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I mean, okay. I think DLS is getting there. Maybe not quite yet. I'm not sure what the delay is right now, but
I mean, honestly, one thing we can talk about while we wait is, I think that is interesting to talk about, is we can talk about the new kind of almost experimental tile set, the club tile set,
for sure, yeah, good
the club
idea.
maps. Because
We should have probably made a list of talking points before that, but we're
It's fine.
yeah.
But no,
Thanks
yeah,
for
I
helping
mean,
out here.
no problem. I think honestly, I do think the club tile set, or the idea of having a new like club tile set, is really good. And I think, at least personally, my only gripe with the tile set after playing with it for a little bit is the outside windows with the that attackers can set up on. Because I know some of the maps right now in rotation are, they can see, I think, too much, and you can cut off
Okay.
like too much vision for the defenders, and they can't really sit anywhere, or at least the places they can sit can then be very predictable for attackers. So I think that's the only thing I'd like to see change. But I mean, I like the idea of, kind of having this huge, like almost like center dance floor, and like having these different like perches above it. Like sometimes you get the office tile with the windows looking down, or you get the VIP section with the railing. Or like, yeah, like you have then you have, like, I think, like the backstage just behind the club stage.
I have to interrupt you for a second because I just have to point out I have to go AFK for like 10 seconds, so please just continue talking. I'll be
Okay.
right back
Okay,
with you. I'm
okay.
sorry.
No worries. But yeah, I think the club tile set has a lot of potential. And I think it needs a little bit of work before it gets, I think, for like its own assets. I'm assuming it'll probably get its own assets if everyone in the community kind of likes the idea of it. But I think the potential of a club tile set is good, and obviously the more tile sets we get, the better. The more variation we get, the better. Um, and I'm honestly a little curious too of the security room. The security room is kind of interesting because it's an all dark room. It's usually always a red door is leading to it, and then two green doors are spread off of it, and it's just like pitch black in there, oddly enough, to push in. And it's always the room below the balcony that you get to get on, that you can look through windows for.
Yeah,
Which,
that's an interesting room for sure. Like I like how this basically I think it's something like Axum is the one who came up with this whole thing, this whole club thing, and he was just experimenting with different ideas and just threw them together basically. And this is what we got. And what I like about security is just the approach of like, I mean, it's not like he made that room dark. It's just that Kellhouse doesn't has lights,
yeah.
and the room doesn't have windows.
Yeah.
So it's just dark there. It's not like, I don't want to say it's not intended, but it's like he did not really put any effort into making it dark. It was just like it turned out to be dark and made an interesting set piece. So we got it, which is pretty cool, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hope we see one of those maps today. That
Yeah,
would
I
be
would like to.
interesting to see for sure. It seems like DLS is actually present now with 5 members. So it seems like for DLS we today will for DLS playing will, god damn it, words. The following players will play for DLS today. We have Joe, Deep Crow, Corks, Enigmatic, and Cloud. And I assume we're gonna go into the match any moment now. So yeah, as you mentioned, it's kind of a lower bracket match right now, but that doesn't mean it's not important. I mean, we're in week 3 right now, so both teams can still make their way up the ladder for sure. Especially Guacamole, who are actually like they're 1-1. If they win this, they're 2-1, which is brings them with Flatline and Red Team and status quo on par. So
Yeah,
for them, it's pretty important, I think.
I think this match could be interesting, especially because I mean, while DarkLight Studios is 0-2, one of their losses was to Red Team, which is one of the stronger teams we have. So
Good point. Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to say you can discount them for it, but it's you can kind of it's understandable that they lost that game. So especially because I think Red Team has been one of the few teams who's actually been putting in a pretty decent amount of work, like practice wise. So and DarkLight Studios, as far as I'm aware, hasn't really been practicing a whole lot.
Yeah, that's fair. For sure. Yeah. So both teams have like good motivation to win this. Guacamole can basically shoot up into the upper bracket with this, and DLS can stop their losing streak. So I think both teams will really try to make this happen, and so I think we're gonna get a good match. It seems like we're still not quite ready to go, but we should be any moment. So I'm trying to do other things at the same time. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit unprepared. There was a lot of stuff going on today, but I think everything's gonna be fine as soon as we get into the game. So are we ready? Not quite. You know what? You know what? We're just gonna take a few seconds or minutes break until we actually start, and I think we're just gonna be right back. And we are back, and now we're in the game. Sorry for the delay again. It was not DLS's fault. I want to point out there were some technical issues server-sided on the server side. So no, it just took a moment. But now we're here, and please, Billboard, introduce us to the first map, where Guacamole is going to be on the attack first. So yeah, let's talk about this map. It's a club map, so that's good.
Well, I am. Won't lie to you. You might gonna.
Oh, you're not loaded in yet.
I'm not loaded in. Yeah.
Press F8 maybe. So yeah, this is one of the new club maps we just talked about. It's humongous, really. It's really big. We have the lobby on the southern east part of the map, which gives them free entry, and it seems like Guacamole wants to take that entry, so they plan to eco on first round, which is let's say not surprising or it's something that happens a lot in the first round, with teams not knowing the maps yet, so they decide to take the safe route and just eco the first round. But besides that, there would be alternatively in red into VIP into the VIP round, VIP room on the western part of the map, which then leads to office or backstage and then into office, which is where the bomb is in the center of the map. Very interesting positioning here for the bomb, elevated in the center of the map, basically. Two ways in, either through the staircase on backstage or over the catwalk from VIP. So yeah, it's a map with a lot of verticality. I think DLS is putting two guys on security, trying to peek the windows, and there is Cloud sitting behind one of those windows, so this could be interesting, but it doesn't seem like Cloud wants to go there. She has a shotgun, so she's probably just gonna hide from the window. But the other 3 DLS members are pushing in through the south, firing first shots. Oh, and Deep Crow got a good pick off here on Matt, takes him out, but there's the kill from Ninja Dude on Joe. I think that was across the map through the window. Yeah, it was. And Crow is falling back while Enigmatic is coming in from behind. Crow's going down, but Enigmatic is behind the enemies now. It's being slowed down from barbed wire. They're flashing in, but he's catching up, and he's probably going to catch one of them again. Mendag hears them down, turns around and takes the kill here. So that's another defender down. That brings it down to Corks and Cloud, who are sitting in around office basically. Cloud's still waiting on stage for her time. Oh, so now eeped by the drone, but can't take the shot here at Ninja Dude, who's now coming to the window. They're dancing around that window for sure. And at the same time, Curb managed to take out Corks, and now it's down to Cloud to actually hold office. But there's so much barbed wire, and Ninja Dude takes the shot here from the window and takes her out. Very, very strong first round for Guacamole here. I hope you saw that.
Yeah,
I
was able to load in. Don't worry. Yeah, well, I mean, this is one of the kill houses I was actually talking about that actually cuts off a lot of lines of sight. So if, like, these 2 windows up here, they cut off a lot of the dance floor and stage.
True.
And so DLS wasn't really able to play much of anywhere near the center because actually one pretty strong thing is you can see the bomb from bar if you wanted to, because the bomb is on the diffuse side of the windows. As well as these windows kind of cut out some level of backstage, so DLS was kind of forced to play in VIP and the office itself, but they had some barb placement down by the lobby, and it looked like one up by the stairs, and they weren't really able to support off that barb placement. Weren't really any crossfires held, so the attack was kind of able to just walk right through the barb and then just flash through and do some damage. So I'd like to see DLS kind of put themselves in a better position to support each other, because otherwise, as you saw, the attackers are just going to run through you otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, what I liked was the attempted flank from Enigmatic, but it seems like Mendark just heard him in the last second basically and turned around and shot him down, unfortunately, because I think that would have been a great play if it would have worked out. But I think Enigmatic had to run through barbed wire there, which was a little unfortunate. I guess they did not really plan for that. Or they did and decided to take it anyway. But yeah, that delayed him, and I think he probably made some noise by sprinting because he tried to catch up to them, and that got him killed. But well, we'll see. Guacamole is up 1-0. Now we're on Factory, so let's take a look.
So this Factory, it's honestly pretty interesting. So taking North Office here is pretty valuable. Unfortunately, though, just because of the way it's lined up, usually you can probably put like a barb on this catwalk on the south, or between the South Office and North Office. So kind of holding the push from North Office to South Office isn't really that difficult, especially because you have some angles from Generator. So while this red door can get you quick access to North Office and get that quick control of Toxic, it's generally not super valuable. This dock here can actually be interesting enough to maybe do a smoke play into a power, and that's kind of looking like what the attack is wanting to do. And also they're accounting for a barbed wire that it looks like the defense is wanting to set up near the window. So I'm curious if they're going to bring a nade here to get rid of this barb in order to access power right away, because it looks like they're wanting to do a dock play and smoke and go right for power.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very short path to power, but it's interesting to actually have power here on the catwalk, basically. So it's quite in the open, I guess, but there are not too many line of sights. But someone could hide behind that office corner. So and it seems like Corks is sitting there, but with an Ingmar, so that's more of a long-range gun. Yeah, now she's running on the other side of Generator. Yeah, DLS is not DLS, sorry. Guacamole is setting up on docks, while two of them are rotating around, probably split pushing through storage, it seems. Oh, Joe takes a shot here with the mob and takes out Mondarch, so that's a good start for DLS for sure. Ninja Dude is shooting with the Saber into the office window, and Enigmatic has to retreat. The other two are pushing into storage for flashbangs. Another kill here from Joe on Curb. Now that's the second 2 headshots for 2 shots from Joe. Long range with the mob here. Very, very nice defense. And also Crow takes out AJ, gets the revenge kill here, or Matt gets the revenge kill here on them. And but this is not looking good for Guacamole too much. Enigmatic, nice with the flank here coming around, or not flank, but yeah, I guess flank coming around here from behind, and taking the kill. And now it's actually down to Ninja Dude, who is outside with the Saber. And I would not be surprised to see him just save the Clacker here. I mean, there's not much value to still have a Clacker in the truck, but save the Saber maybe. That might be worthwhile. And having 2 Clackers is, I mean, there's some value in it over when you still have 2 charges, but it seems like DLS is just falling back now. Joe's down, so none of them are really holding docks, interesting enough. They're all sitting in storage, waiting for Ninja Dude to come through the green door. But yeah, now it seems like Cloud is rotating. Ninja Dude takes the shot, takes another shot, takes out Joe. No, wait, that was earlier. Sorry, that looked like a kill, but DPL was already never mind. He's pushing in now, but there's too many guns in his direction, and Enigmatic gets the final shot here, and that brings us to a 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, DLS honestly read that perfectly. I don't know if it was like by accident or if it was if they kind of did some research into kind of what plays Guac likes to do, but I mean, they had it set up perfectly. Joe was set up to watch the angles coming in through docks, and they only did a door charge, so they couldn't. It's not like they could run through. They were kind of limited in their movement on entering the docks, so some mop shots were pretty free to put down. And
I mean, yeah, Joe just taking out 2 guys there. Joe just taking out 2 guys there. They've certainly helped quite a lot. So,
oh yeah. And yeah, I mean, and also the other thing is there was people on the side as well, and unfortunately there was a bad smoke, and there was a gap in the smoke on the left. So even if they hopped in, and even if they could kill Joe, they really couldn't get through entirely.
Yeah, and in the end it was just down to Ninja Dude and against 3 defenders, and that's just usually not gonna. That usually doesn't work out for you, even though the attackers have like more health and usually better guns and flash resistance. But if you're up against 3 defenders, it's usually pretty hard. I mean, we have seen clutches before, but not this time. So yeah, 1-1. So this Sea-Storm map is going to decide the set. Let's take a look at it, shall we?
So this C-Store, I was honestly a little bit surprised too to not see Ninja Dude save that
Clacker?
That not the Clacker, the Saber, because the Sabers can actually be pretty valuable on C-Store when opening up some of the parts and cutting off angles. And I think they were
especially if you bring up the shutters, right?
Yeah, I think they kind of had the idea that if you saw earlier, they circled this to open up, try to open up a door hole, and so they could probably see line of sight onto arcade door and to watch the teller door and even storage. But they decided to go against it and looking to do a shed play, and it seems like that DLS is prepared for that a bit here. They're kind of setting up some barbed wire to be ready for a shed and power play that might happen, as well as they have a barb here to prevent even more for when they're push power and storefront.
I wonder if Guacamole still has NVGs though, because I mean they pushed dogs last round, so I would assume they brought NVGs. Oh, the defenders are taking out power because they stole the NVGs apparently, and this is going to be rough for Guacamole. They're trying to push in here, but Enigmatic is flanking them through the smoke, trying to take shotters, and they didn't notice him, and he gets the first kill, but then is being killed there. But the defenders are having defense here in the dark. Joe versus Ninja Dude in the storage right now because Ninja Dude wanted to take power back, but Joe gets the kill here, and power is down again, and now it's down to Matt, who's like in the dark versus 4 defenders who have NVGs. Well, I guess at least 3 of them have NVGs, and so this is. But he gets a kill here though on Deep Crow, so it's down to 3 defenders. But he's super low. This is going to be rough for him, especially versus Corks with the auto shotgun in Teller. But yeah, he's going to try. Because there's not much else he can do. Nothing to save last round. Joe's right behind that door, so this might end quickly. Joe picked up an attacker shotgun. Can't find the kill here though. Matt shot, I think, through the door. Trying to find a shot on Corks here. Is there the teller hole on that side? Maybe, I'm not sure. Joe turns the power on. Corks rushes out of Teller and takes out Matt here with the auto shotgun. What a round.
It was honestly looking like a pretty strong execute from Guac. We saw some flashes fly out. We saw even a smoke fly out. But honestly, that's exactly what the problem was. That smoke grenade. The smoke grenade landed right about here, and it did cut off vision. It also honestly cut off vision that would have hurt the attackers. And not only that, none of Guac was watching that smoke, and so Enigmatic just walked right through that smoke and was unpunished in getting 2 kills on the people in the back. One thing you have to
Yeah.
remember about smoke, while it does cut off angles, it doesn't make it so people can't move through it. You still need to watch that. You still need to watch for a smoke for people to push through, because there will be those people that are bold enough to do it, just like DLS decided to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it helped that they took out power, so I guess that concealed enigmatic as well. But yeah, you're absolutely right. They should have, if they could have guarded that smoke better. And yeah, but it was a good round to show off the kind of snowbally mechanics this game sometimes have. Like if you're winning an earlier round, you can take advantage of that and just push forward. Guacamole won the first round, but DLS managed to take the second and stole the NVGs from Guacamole, so they managed to take advantage of that and win the third round as well. Because, well, yeah, that's how it went. So very well played on DLS's part here, I would say. And now we're back on the Killhouse map. This time with the DLS on the attack, so we'll see what they will do. Let's take a look. Seems like they want to go through VIP. Or I'm not sure about alliance and security. This might be. It looks like a path through security, but I'm not 100% convinced.
No, I think it's a path, the stairway up top. It just happens to cross the red door, but or maybe I mean they could be doing for a double red door play, which would be very interesting on this type of map.
That would be very surprising for sure.
Yeah, because honestly, like I really don't think security plays very strong here. It only really leads you into backstage, and security kind of covers a lot of, or like the balcony of security already covers a lot of backstage in the first place. So getting backstage control really doesn't seem like much of an advantage, especially when you can get it pretty much done from VIP, or even.
They only have one door charge, so I assume they're going for VIP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That would have been very interesting for sure, though. Yeah, but Guacamole decided to go eco here first round, but DLS is like, no, we're going to bring a charge. We're going to VIP. So Enigmatic is sitting on the balcony and, well, got in a firefight with Ninja, basically. And, oh, the others are pushing it through VIP, taking out Ninja Dude. But there's a revenge kill. Deep Crow goes down. Joe is now pushing, not pushing Corpse, actually. Oh, we have also Corks running around the whole map and coming in from south, taking Matt out, but Kerb gets the revenge kill, so there's a big back and forth here. Now Cloud and JAJ on a firefight. AJ runs around, might end up behind him, managed to do so and takes the kill here, and now it's down to Enigmatic versus two defenders. That was very interesting, very well played by AJ there, taking the opportunity to run around. Now two people are facing that entry though. Enigmatic flashes in with the backbar, managed to survive the first shot from AJ. AJ is pulling back, and Kerb gets the finish off here and takes out Enigmatic. So that's another one for Guacamole. 2-2.
It was looking really good for DLS for a minute there. Ninja Dude was clueless that the red door got opened, and he was still staring toward the windows, worrying about Enigmatic, and got shot in the side because of it. So DLS had some good entries, but weren't really able to capitalize on Kerb, which was their biggest problem. Just kind of floating between the stairs there, holding lobby and holding VIP. And he was just doing way too much damage, and really honestly just needed to get flashed out. But it seems like DLS was a little bit lost of kind of what to do after they took VIP. They were kind of just circling around and didn't exactly know what direction they wanted to go through with. Because Enigmatic actually did have a lot of the map still held down. He was still up on the windows for that most of the round until the rest of his team died, where he was finally forced to push back to VIP.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like DLS was pretty successful on entry, as you just mentioned. Like Corks took out one defender on the southern part, and they took out Ninja Dude in the center of the map. But they both got revenge killed very quickly, and then they just lost the upcoming firefights. And then in the end, it was down to Enigmatic, who could not really find any more shots after the initial fight with Ninja Dude, and so he was covering a big part of the map, but could not really help them besides that. And that seemed to, that did not work out for the last too well there. And that means they're down a clacker, so they might decide to eco this time. We'll see. Seems like they want to go for north office, really. Well, actually, no, I think that drawing is meant to be defender positioning. Sure. Yeah,
they're considering. I think honestly, a green take here is very, very doable. Because we can see that they want to do a smoke here to worry about dock angles and probably cut off that window angle as well. But I think taking toxic isn't a huge problem. You kind of just have to clear this area first behind these barrels and the fence, and then after that, it's just clearing a bunch of angles on these on the catwalk above toxic. The storage itself is not a very hard clear. especially when you have two doorways to deal with, and you can kind of do a split here, take toxic or to hold toxic angles while they push in toward the dock side of storage. So it's really all going to depend on the utility usage of DLS of whether this green take is going to work.
Yeah, I agree. Seems like, yeah, well, I mean, if they're going eco, and it seems like they do, all of them have to go through storage. They bring a frag grenade, but the defenders also have one. Kerr picked one up last round, apparently, setting himself off with the frag grenade. So they're pushing in through storage, throwing two flashbangs and a smoke, as apparently they don't want to bother with toxic. All pushing south, where Mandark is there. Joe is pushing in on her own, though. Is now caught in the Molotov and is going down. AJ and Mandark holding the generator, Matt in the back as well. The next now, Corks and Enigmatic pushing in. AJ is falling back. Corks is in the smoke. Enigmatic is running through the Molotov, taking a little bit of fire damage here. Now pulling back, and now the other two decided to rotate around and go north. Actually, Corks and Enigmatic pushing on the generator, but Matt gets the kill on Corks here. Cloud is rushing into office, takes out Curb on the catwalk. And in the meantime, Enigmatic was being taken out by Matt. There's a double kill for Matt on generator here. Strong defense on that generator part of the map, and now Cloud and Crow are kind of lost in the northern part. Cloud is rotating back, and it's been taken up by Mandark, and Crow crosses the catwalk and doesn't survive it. AJ takes the kill here, and wow, that was a pretty clear victory for Guacamole. So they're now up 3-2. Now it's gonna get interesting for the last round for the set.
Yeah, I mean, really the big thing here was the smokes were good from DLS, but the problem was just that barbed wire. That barbed wire on Gen was so impactful. They needed to nade that because we saw, I think it was Korgs trying to push through the barbed wire with a shotgun and was taking very unfortunate fights because she had to take these long angles that just were not really possible to deal with the shotgun, and had no support in the meanwhile. Probably all because of that barbed wire just taking too much time and letting that smoke end up fading. That was covering them from docks. So I think if that barbed wire gets clear, I think a generator push is a lot more substantial there. And also, I think if they honestly use less flashes, we saw, I think, 2, maybe 3 flashes go out right at the beginning and to take storage. And it seemed like no other flashes were used later in the round when they actually needed it, because Guacamole gave up all of storage and gave up even toxic entirely, and even North Office. So just happened to work that the defenders were stacked in the wrong areas for DLS.
Yeah, it seemed like Guacamole just predicted that play fairly well. They basically gave up. They gave up, as you mentioned, storage and toxic, and that were the areas DLS was worried about. They did throw multiple flashbangs into storage, and then they smoked off toxic, even though no defender was there. So all the defenders, like we had 3 people actually on generator, and that's the path DLS took, and it didn't work out well for them. So yeah, it's 3-2 now. DLS still has a charge though. Seems like they want to use it on Shed, apparently,
it's
for a
looking
power
like a
play.
Yeah. Oh, and a wall charge into tellers. They're looking to double charge
I guess they still have 2 charges. Yeah, correct. Interesting. So instead of deciding for like taking a split push with maybe the wall charge on storefront, it seems like they want to go. I mean, I guess if you tag teller, then you don't have to breach storefront anymore, because you can just pull up the shutters.
Interesting. I don't know if that was intended, but defenders have opened up a red door shed and looking to maybe do something cheeky here at the round start. Oh, I mean, he's got a mob. Oh. Really good.
Interesting. He's peeking it, trying to not get killed by the thing. Oh, wow. Ninja Dude missed a shot, but Curb gets the kill anyway. Joe down before they even enter the building. So that's a good start. I mean, we will see if they actually use the door charge for something else now. That would be interesting. Corks is coming in through Freezer, trying to flank Curb here in Arcade. Kicking the door though. Curb is probably going to take the first shots here. Corks has to fall back. As shotgun flashes out thing. They actually bring the wall charge to storefront now, so they adapted. But there's a lot of defenders there. And Corks is going down as well. That's unfortunately in Arcade. And now Enigmatic can't get in here. Gets killed by Ninja Dude. Now it's down to Cloud and Deep Crow, who are kind of split up. Oh, nice kill here with the door charge on storefront. Deep Crow getting a little lucky here, or maybe it was a good prediction. But Cloud is down to Ninja Dude while she was trying to push into storage. So it's down to Deep Crow. 1v2 is doable. Well, it's gonna be rough. The defenders now where he is, and Ninja Dude still has that mob watching that angle. Deep Crow is trying to take a few shots here. This is the only entrance, though. I mean, I guess he can suck around and go to the other part of the map. That will cost him a lot of time, though. Seems like he decides to do that now. 50 seconds on the clock. It's enough, but it will cost some precious time for sure. Seems like they realize he's rotating though. He's picking up a flashbang from Joe's body, but Ninja Dude is now watching that angle, so that didn't really help much. Oh, Ninja Shot misses the shot, but so does Deep Crow. Ninja Shot falls back. The follow-up shots from Deep Crow taking out Ninja Dude here. And now it's all of a sudden very doable. 1v1 situation. Deep Crow still with the flashbang. Matt is hiding in Teller. Deep Crow takes out Power. 24 seconds on the clock. So he has to move quickly. 20 seconds. Matt still in Teller, hiding there. Deep Crow on the bomb, start to defuse. Matt has to come out now. It's now all down to Matt. Matt has to do it. Oh, that was a smoke grenade actually. Matt rushing through the smoke. Deep Crow trying to shoot the smoke. Matt running around the other way though. Deep Crow on the bomb again. It's running. Time is running low. 5 seconds. Matt coming around through the barbed wire from the south. Taking a shot. Missed the shot. Deep Crow just sticking to the fuse and gets it. What was that? What was that? Wow. 3-3. DLS takes the round. And he's still somehow in the circling each other. Who's going to take the kill here? Matt takes the kill finally. A little too late. Wow. That was a setup.
Okay. That was I'm a little perplexed by that round, I'm not gonna lie.
So am I.
Wow, okay. Well, it was honestly looking really bad for DLS because, you know,
for sure.
that was actually, I really liked that play by Guac. I don't know if you could notice, but after they did that really greedy play, a barb got placed right after it too. So they you know, they played for the insurance like, yeah, we're opening up this red door, but we're still gonna put down, you know, something in the way so that it still makes it a problem for them. So that barb placement was like pretty brilliant, but the problem came down to, yeah, I mean, it in that 1v2 scenario when it was down to just the Mopper and against Deep Crow, it really just came down to, I think it was Curb who was last. Curb's positioning, who he actually like stayed in tellers rather than, because if you remember, if the call was made, it was clear that that Deep Crow had a black tar, and so a door kick would have had to happen coming Freezer. So he could have caught him off on the door kick, but he let Deep Crow come in and just smoke out, and I guess he ran around the other way in all the confusion. It was just the whole mess. But
it was very interesting. I think he was running. I would assume he ran around he threw Deep Crow off, and it kind of worked, but he somehow failed to find the kill there. I'm not quite sure what happened there, to be honest, because he had the opportunity for multiple shots. Maybe it was just the nerfs going through with him or something. I don't know. But yeah, somehow Deep Crow managed to stick the defuse there in the end, and that was interesting for sure. So yeah, it seems like DLS is now complaining about what you mentioned earlier. Only 2 safe spaces on this map in VIP and lobby, and everything else has windows on it. So yeah, we're back to the clap map, and DLS on the defense again, and they're not happy about it.
Yeah, they're not entirely wrong. Well, honestly, like one place that isn't terrible is kind of where DLS is actually starting to sit right now. There's 2 players behind the bar. Sitting behind that bar, you actually don't have any angles on this back bar part. So, and like I said, sitting here earlier can see the bomb, but it looks like a full brain take is coming in from the attackers, and 2 kills already get made, and it's down to 3 attackers pushing in, and Ninja Dude is still up on the security windows, holding down all the angles, and that bar player is finally killed. That's 3 players already off the board with a minute 40 left on the clock.
Yeah, and that's down to 2 defenders now. So that was a pretty strong push. They lost Curb, but besides that, it went pretty well for Guacamole here, pushing in through south again. Again, deciding for an eco play. And wow, Ninja Dude takes the kill through the window on Joe, and I think they're trying to wallbang there, but I think Medic is somewhere completely different, in a completely different spot, hiding north behind the thingies, the lockers. And now Guacamole is actually split off pretty widely, like in 4 different positions basically. But Matt is just sticking the fuse here. He's at 60% now. Enigmatic has to rush on the stairs. He's taking shots from everywhere. Fighting bad, and just sticking to the fuse. Enigmatic survives so far. Well, probably going down now maybe, but the round goes to Guacamole already, and they're trying to find the kill here. Enigmatic is evasive though. Very safe is now trying to hide in security, but Mandark comes around. 5 more seconds. Will Enigmatic, he gets the kill on Mandark and is still alive, and the round ends. Well, does it? Yeah, it does. He survives.
Wow. Flash him, somebody flash him. They had flashes.
What
Flash him.
that was very evasive.
I mean, he did. I mean, he did his job. As he lost the round, but he did get rid of some utility on the attack
Yeah.
side. I'll take that at least if I'm DLS. Yeah.
I mean, he only secured a Gruber, I think, but yeah, he wasted some resources. So.
DLS just got stuck in some kind of bad positioning, and were just getting melted down and they weren't ready for that that 4-man push into lobby
Into
right there, and
yeah, onto
we're
southern part of the map.
all getting gunned down. And 3
Yep.
players were off the board real quick. So that
Yeah,
just,
they were
came down to positioning and gunfights a lot of the time. A lot of that there.
Yeah, they just got overwhelmed there in lobby, and it didn't work out for them. So now it's, well, game point for Guacamole, actually. A very close match so far. 4-3 for Guacamole. So if they take one more round, one of the next 2 rounds, I guess, then it's over. Well, if they don't, then it's over as well, because then DLS wins with 5-4, which would be an interesting start for this match for sure. We're back on the Juno Giant, the factory map. So we'll see if we see a power play again. It seems like Guacamole wants to go through North Office. I mean, they still have all the clackers and all the charges, so they can do whatever, really. So we'll see. And will they go for a North Office?
Yeah, I mean, like they're a bit concerned about generators. I'm guessing, which is, it's fair. Generators probably gonna at least have a player or 2. Looking, they want to smoke it off. So my guess is they're probably going to want to smoke it off, maybe from Toxic. They can get a smoke over from Toxic, smoke off the generator, and maybe even looks like another smoke down in the pit area just below North Office. This way they can get a push across the catwalk of North Office.
Yeah, and then just going through the offices over the catwalk into the other office. And then if you have control over both offices, you can take the bomb, which is below the catwalk, I guess. Seems like that's their plan. All 5 are setting up on North Office now. Nobody's splitting through storage or anything. Quarks is coming around there with the auto shotgun, though. Double flash into North Office. Oh, Ninja Dude comes out and takes a kill here at Cloudians immediately. Mandark takes a lot of damage from that Molotov, though, and is being taken down by Quarks eventually. He got stuck there in barbed wire and the Molotov, so that did hurt quite a bit. Quarks trying to take the kill, but no, Kerb managed to take the kill on Quarks here. So auto shotgun is down. Also, AJ takes out Joe over the catwalk, so that's looking good for Guacamole here. They're rushing into the southern office now, have control over the catwalk area. Kerb is on the bomb already. Now Enigmatic and Deepro are under pressure. Enigmatic trying to find the killie with the mob. Is being taken out by AJ. Nice killie with the Black Tower. Long range smoke, I think. Constant to the sideline there. Deepro trying to come around, and that's game point because AJ takes him out and the bomb is defused. 5-3. First game goes to Guacamole.
Wow, and just another explosive round there. I mean, if DLS wasn't even ready, like we saw, I think it was Cloud still setting up a barbed wire and got traded out like almost instantly as soon as that red door got opened up. Even though the barb did go down, she just got destroyed. And unfortunately, it was Korgs behind her with an auto shotty, and that's not the type of gunfight you want to be taking in that position. So it was just kind of almost 2 free kills there. And also, we had Enigmatic starting the round up there too with the mop, and so it seemed like DLS was just committing really hard there. They had both power weapons, and they were trying to like hope that they could carry it to the last round with those 2 power weapons. But
I mean, they had to, right?
Yeah.
They have to win both rounds, so why not take the power weapons right off the bat?
It still does feel a little weird, at least with the positioning of the auto shotgun there. I think in the end though, it was just they were caught off guard. They weren't really ready for such a quick take. Because I think it was
for me,
4, maybe all 5 members of Guac just piled in North Office and just started tossing flashes and pushing all the way through.
For me, it looked like the auto shotgun was repositioning because they realized they're coming north.
Yeah.
And I think they just didn't really expect the push through that office, and when they realized they had to reposition and change their plans, and that they lost them the round. So we're trying to get in the next match. Everyone wants to restart before that though, because there are some issues with if you don't sometimes. So better safe than sorry. So we're probably gonna take like another minute or so before we go into the next game. But yeah, so good start for Guacamole. It was fairly close though, 5-3. But Guacamole is up 1 game now. If they take this game, then 2-0 for them, which means they're gonna be 2-1 in this season, which would be very strong. That brings them, what did we say earlier, on par with the red team, flatline and status quo, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
so that would be very, very good for them. But I'm sure DLS wants to win this as well. I mean, now they have to win 2 games though, so we'll see if they manage to do that. Seems like Guacamole is taking a few more seconds.
I don't know. It's been like a very interesting game because it's felt like both teams have had very like strong or even like like seemingly convincing rounds, and then just out of nowhere, it kind of seemed like the exact opposite. You know, they would just
Yeah,
get
it was
steamrolled right after. It was
sure. Yeah, it was very back and forth. Like both
we
teams dominated like some rounds and got dominated in the others
Yeah, we
for
saw
sure.
earlier on in the game, we saw DLS have a really good read on that factory map with a docks play, and they were able to play it pretty much perfectly. Joe getting those 2 mop kills, and then and then
Hmm.
the following round we saw them take those NVGs from the said docks play and then use it against the attackers really well. With the flank Enigmatic was able to pull off. And then it kind
Yeah.
of just flip flopped near the second half of that game. We saw Guac just kind of do some blitzkrieg type strats in those last 2 rounds where they just kind of sent their guys in, through some flashes, through a smoke maybe, and just kind of took gunfights and kind of overwhelmed DLS because it didn't really seem like they were ready.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Especially with the rounds where DarkLight Studios was on the defense, it seemed like if DarkLight Studios managed to read them correctly, they were just like if they set up their defense correctly, they just where like there was an unpenetratable fortress, and Guacamole had no chance of winning those rounds. But in a few other rounds, they just got caught completely off guard, and Guacamole, well, managed to outplay them there and push through. So it seems like, I think it seems like, yeah, if DLS is able to pull up the correct plan, then they manage to execute it very well. But if they get caught off guard, they're just losing the firefights and have no chance. So that tells me that I would say Guacamole has a little bit more individual skill here on the players, a little bit better aim on average, probably winning those 1v1s more often, at least from that one game now, judging by
Yeah.
that one game.
I'm really
Um,
wondering if it was more of a conscious, if it was a conscious decision by Guac to kind of speed things up on their second
Maybe.
attack half there,
Mhm.
because like I said, yeah, that first one it seemed like they took things a bit slower. They kind of did some more splits and kind of just tried to take things like step by step, and it wasn't really working out for them. DLS was able to rotate appropriately, or they were already in setup positions, and then like yeah, toward those later rounds there, Guac was able to just play kind of super explosive, and it worked out for them. So I'm wondering if it just kind of happened by accident, or if someone on their team, maybe even their IGL, made that call like, hey, let's just try something like really crazy and really fast, and let's see how they react.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That would be. Maybe we can ask them later. We'll see if we have time for an interview. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the second round game now and see how that whole dynamic evolves from here. I'm not quite sure why we're not readying up yet. I don't want to take another. Oh, there we go. I was about to take another break maybe until we start, but the match has started, so no need for that anymore. I think the spectate button evaded me.
I have to hit
There we
refresh.
go. There we
Okay.
go. I'm in. Do you have to restart?
I think I'm good.
Okay, good. So yeah, we're going into game 2. 5-3 is the score of the first game for Guacamole. So they're in the lead right now, and we're gonna start with Guacamole on the attack again. But first off, we have to versus screen and see some. I'm not sure if it's actually on stream, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm loading in right now. To be honest, I guess as a spectator, you have to wait for the thing to load completely. So I guess we're gonna be in a second, hopefully.
Yeah.
Seems like it takes a while. But yeah, I'm definitely very interested to see how that whole dynamic evolves from here. Will Guacamole continue with these explosive plays, and will DLS be able, if they do, to adapt to that or not? I don't know. Are you loading in? Because I'm not.
I'm not, but it does look like we are starting with a C store. I'm just looking at. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna go for the backup here. I'm gonna try to restart my game, but yeah, if you can see anything, then please go ahead. I'm gonna try to get
Yeah,
some
so
visuals.
we have a C store here. It looks like, honestly, a storefront play is pretty capable here. On most C stores, storefront is really strong, but there are some where it can be a little bit complicated. This one here, there's not a lot of angles that you can really hold from outside, so it doesn't look like the attackers wanting to take that approach. It looks like they want to go for an office take and maybe even power. This office red door is actually pretty nice because they are able to reach power into the freezer, which can rotate in the storefront, as well as they're able to go right into the tellers and open up the storefront if they want to that way. And I'm assuming that looks like to be Guac's approach, and it appears maybe a barb might be getting placed to cover for that for DLS. Not entirely sure how they want to react to this, but I think this could be a strong play. It's really all going to depend on DLS's positioning and how they answer this.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm okay now. Yeah, okay, I'm in. Perfect. Right in time. So yeah, Guacamole on the attack again, and they're going, as you said, here through office to the red door. They don't want to start an eco round on this map. So we'll see how that works out for them in this really, really big C store. They're pushing in with the office, but the flash successfully. Corks and Deep Crow sitting in freezer. They are waiting for their time. AJ is holding that door, waiting for them to be pushed there. Corks and Deep Crow not really making move here, waiting. Actually, the different attackers are going back outside. Interesting. I'm not sure what their plan is right now. There are okay. Curbs managed to take out Enigmatic, and the two defenders in freezer both fall to Ninja Dude here, and Curb taking another kill. So it's all down to Joe here now. Versus 5 attackers. That's not looking good for her. He's stuck in barbed wire now while Curb is sticking the defuse. Joe is rushing to the door with the shotgun. It's been taken out. That's a clean sweep. Very strong start for Guacamole here.
Yeah, once again, we saw that explosiveness happen. DLS was kind of stockpiled in freezer, oddly enough, and unfortunately, this barbed wire that they placed for themselves actually ended up hurting more than helping. We saw it. We saw Cloud try to rotate through that and got stuck by it. But, we saw. I can't remember who got the kill on Cloud. I think it was Curb. Curb was holding the angle from inside the teller desk and even actually opened up the door and was able to hold a longer angle. And Enigmatic unfortunately got caught out in the open too because he didn't realize that the storefront got opened up. That was the first thing they did, which I was a little bit confused by Guac at first because they 5-man pushed in and opened the storefront, but no one was outside to punish it, and so that's why it took them a second to kind of rotate outside and then regain that ground. But I mean, it was just a perfect execute. DLS didn't really have the positioning to answer that for that, and didn't have the utility to answer for it either in like types in terms of like barbed wire and Molotovs. So Guac just kind of steamrolled it.
Yeah, that worked for them quite well. So it seems like they're sticking to the explosive play strategy here so far, like the explosive game plans. And well, it worked out as you just described. And yeah, it was interesting. I was thrown off with the attackers rotating back because I also didn't realize they did pull up shadows. So I'm not blaming Enigmatic here. I mean, he's in a little bit different perspective than I guess, but still. So yeah, that was an interesting play. They used the full 5-man push to get in there and take the shutters or take teller and bring the shutters up, and then decided to like send 2 guys back and go the other way around and taking advantage of it. So yeah, in the end, it worked out pretty well for them. And now we're back on another club map. Yeah, Guacamole in the attack again. I mean, they used 1 door charge now, but they still have 2 clackers, so they're very very flexible. And it seems like they don't want to take advantage of that though, and instead go for an eco push through lobby with someone on the balcony again, obviously, because that's always something you want to have on these kind of maps, apparently, so far at least.
Yeah, so I mean, this club map is honestly a brutal for defense too, because while this office can be pretty strong to hold from, there are these windows that actually cut off this rotate into the store, and not only that, but because it is at least right now, it's using the club set, or it's using the kill house tile sets,
Yeah.
and using the kill house walls. These walls are going to get banged through a lot easily by anyone out on the balcony of security. So
True,
I would
yeah.
not be surprised to see some shots just kind of ring through and maybe try to kill anyone sitting in office. And we do see, I think it's Joe sitting up in office.
Yeah, it seems like it. So they're pushing into lobby, 2 flashbangs going out, not really doing anything. Doing some wall bangs on stage. Deep Crow's ball banging back. Some shots connect here. Enigmatic is holding that door. There's barbed wire there. I don't think they have a frag grenade, so they're gonna have a hard time pushing through there. Which means they decide to rotate to the backstage. There's a 2-for-1 trade here. Quarks and Deep Crow going down, but also Mandark. AJ and Cloud still fighting through that door between lobby and the main area. Ninja Dude is holding that window. Joe is patiently waiting in office, and the attackers not really sure where they want to go now, or at least they're taking their time. Now flanking Enigmatic here through stage. Matt gets the kill, and Cloud rotated, or not rotated, but fall back here to the northern part of the main area. Now they're smoking into office and rushing to the main area. That was an interesting play. Matt is on the bomb, now finds Cloud, and now it's down to Joe with a knack sitting in office. I assume she's gonna jump out of the window now. Nope, they're just fired into the smoke and took her out, and the Molotov did not quite hit the bomb, but unfortunately, Matt can defuse here, and it's 2-0 for Guacamole.
Yeah, and we saw, honestly, that's the second time that Guac have actually done a straight green take with one person up on the windows on this club-style map. So hopefully DLS develops a pattern here if they get to defend on this again, and kind of understand that it seems like Guac is just kind of going for the brute force method, at least on this map, and just going for the save. Because these red doors are not very good. The security one, it just leads into backstage, which is not very hard to get into because of, you have the windows to cover backstage, as well as there's a door right into lobby. And then the other door that it leads to is coming out into stairwell, which can kind of be important, but once again, you have windows here covering all of stairwell, so clearing stairwell itself isn't really a problem. And then kind of office, they kind of, you saw, they just smoked it out and made Joe's positioning pretty much irrelevant, and especially this barbed wire irrelevant. So this barbed wire I thought was really, really good though for this lobby, and they were actually able to slow down any lobby push directly into the bar area. But unfortunately, backstage got overran, even though they had, I think, 2 players holding that. They were too worried about the Enigmatic up top at the windows, as well as I think it was two players pushing from lobby side, just pushing through and just getting kills.
Yeah, it seems to be really hard, at least on these 2 club maps that we just saw to hold as a defender, because there's so many windows covering everything basically, which makes it really hard. So I would not be surprised if we see some changes on those designs in future iterations. Keep in mind, there's a brand new prototype tile set basically, or not really tile, well, partially tile set, or a prototype, or an idea for a tile set, let's put it that way maybe. So yeah, but it was actually, I think, the 3rd time, because we had it 2 times on the first map with that Guacamole took a green door push on club, and so far it worked 3 out of 3 times for them. So it seems to be working out, and I mean, it saves you all the charges, which is good. If you didn't take the round without the charges, you always want that, sure. So, which means they still have 2 charges, and, well, I mean, 2 clackers really, for this last map in this set, which is well, factory obviously. It's a fairly big one. Enduring Night. Let's see what they do.
Well, Attack I think is coming with a pretty smart play here. What they're looking to do is they're looking to open up docks to then cut off any rotates into this stairwell, or even rotates out, because it looks like they're wanting to open up office as well. So if office gets to open up, any players that are, flashed or caught off that try to run down into docks will get punished, and then they're funneled and basically pushing toward power, which I'm assuming is part of Guacamole's goals, to kind of hit power here, or even just get control fully of office, which, like I said, they basically are flooding the defenders into the north side of the map, and keeping them from being able to touch docks. But we do have one of the defenders going inside of one of the docks, so I'm with an auto shotty, so I'm really curious how this will get answered. And we do have Joe on the mop as well.
Yeah, right next to it actually. So okay, now she's rotating. I think she just placed a barbed wire in front of the dock thing.
Poor barb, unfortunately, that's gonna get blown up here.
Yeah, that's gonna Cork's trying to find the wallbang here with the auto shotgun, blasting him away, not doing any damage really. Yeah, the barbed wire did blow up. But it seems like nobody wants to go through there right now. They're scared of the auto shotgun. Hawk's trying to find shots here. Oh, Cloud going down already. Mendak gets a good shot here on long range through the dock door with the black dart. And it seems like Ninja Dude is on the fan, while the other 3 attackers are pushing in through office now. Flashbangs going out. Joe is here for defense, and Deep Crow as well. Joe's rushing them with the mob. What? He's being taken out, but the Molotov kills Curb here. But yeah, this is not looking good for DLS right now. They're down to 2 defenders. Enigmatic sitting on generator. People are trying to hold off against Matt here, maybe successfully, but there's also AJ. He seems like okay. Enigmatic's come for support. Maybe he can find the kill on Matt. We'll see, trying to pre-aiming here, pre-firing here, rushing around the thingy. Nobody can kill each other here. They're running back and forth. None of the 2 is dying. I think they're out of ammunition at this point. Switching to pistols. That's a dance. Enigmatic finally finds the kill, but in the meantime, Ninja Dude found the kill on Crow here, and well, there's the kill. So that's 3-0 for Guacamole. It's looking good for them.
Yeah, pretty much what I outlined it happened. They did a hard office push. They didn't really go for power here. They decided to just kind of let the defenders flood themselves back toward power and then just kind of hold this doorway. But yeah, they were able to. Cloud got killed from that angle I was talking about, kind of holding just far from docks, trying to rotate or trying to peek down through the stairwell. Got eliminated that way, and then that auto shotty player that was sitting inside the other dock tried to peek out, got killed too, and everyone just kind of really, there was no real place that the defenders could go that the attackers didn't really know that they had to watch. So there was not really an element of surprise that defense could have pulled off there, and yeah, Guac just kind of pulled it off perfectly.
Yeah, a little unfortunate that Kerb could not take advantage of his auto shotgun play in that container there. But well, that means it's a very strong start for Guacamole now. It's a 3-0, and as a reminder, they won the first game. So if they take 2 more rounds, it's the match for them, and that brings them at the top of the ladder, basically, or of the bracket. Well, not on the top. On the top are you guys, Fluff, but close to the top. That's everyone else is 2-1, so they're up there then at that point. So we'll see if they manage to secure that. It's looking good for them, or if DLS is able to somehow come back here. I mean, they have to win 5 rounds now with only losing 1 more, which is going to be rough, but we'll see. They're on the attack now. Maybe they can do better this time. Extra meme strat time is what they're telling us, so we'll see what they do.
Looking like double charge off the bat here. We see we have a line here, and shed circled as well. So curious to see how this is executed.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if they double charge there, they can maybe they're going for the bomb and want to catch off rotations from bathroom with the shed entry.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on it. Unless this is a wall charge, I'm not entirely sure what they want to open this shutter for.
You mean it could just be a peek hole. You're right. We'll see.
Yeah, because I'm not entirely sure what. It doesn't really have a lot of good angles, to be honest. At least.
There was some team damage on Guacamole, I think. AJ was shooting out the freezer shelves and did hit Mandark there for a tiny bit of damage.
Oh, they're doing the shed thing again.
Oh, yeah, but no, again, Ninja Dark failing to connect here. Trying another time, again, a miss. The attackers are very evasive, apparently. And I mean, that door is open now, so they don't need to charge it. I guess I'm just ignoring it for the moment. This is a hard take. I mean, if the mob is watching that door, you really don't want to go there. Cloud managed to get around it as well without being shot. And now they're all rotating. I guess they decided to change plans now and are going for off it. So they're still running around. Is that what they're called, the extra meme strat? This is just like marathon
it's just
strategy.
They're just running in a circle.
Apparently, Ninja Dude outside in chat again, trying his luck, still alive. Joe's rushing in and tags out Ninja Dude there, finally. And now Jin is in, and Joe is in, and now they're wall charging, or not charging, was it? No, it was a wall charge, Storefront, but Enigmatic is even taken out immediately by Mandark, by Matt, sorry, while Mandark is taking out Corks. But now more defenders are falling. Cloud connected or found a kill here in the northern part. The attackers are a little split up, but it's only down to 2 defenders. So if Joe keeps them busy while the support comes in, well, she does need to keep them busy. She can take them out. Now it's 3-1, and it's actually looking good for DLS now. This is working out. Cloud is on the bomb, defusing 50%. AJ trying to stop it, managed to stop it, but Joe is at his. Oh, kills Joe as well. Oh, this is interesting. Deep Crow Inteller. AJ at basically no HP though. With the shotgun, can potentially one shot if he gets close, though. Deep Crow with the Black Top will try to keep his range. Still has a smoke grenade, no flashbang. 25 seconds, bombs at 50%, so he has time for that. Seems like AJ switched to the pistol for the time being. 20 seconds now. Deep Crow has to make a move. That shot did not connect. Deep Crow trying to find the shots here. 12 seconds. It's getting close. Continuing to defuse. 70%. Baiting AJ. 80%. AJ takes a shot and gets the kill here. Oh no! What a clutch for Guacamole with the triple kill for AJ here in the end.
That was a
saving
really
the
back and
mod.
forth round.
That was interesting.
Yeah, that kind of went everywhere.
For sure.
It almost looked like for a second that kind of what the intention of Guac was doing there, at least with opening up that other red door compared to the that one. Well, other than being able to peek through the shed, they kind of had all their barbs set up for an office take. So it looks like they almost wanted to try to force them to use their door charge on the office and push through there, so that they could run into their barbed wire. But Ninja got greedy. He tried peeking again and got perfectly flashed, and Joe was then able to capitalize off that and just rush him and get that entry, and then they had an opening there at that point where DLS was able to just put down a lot of damage and start to work through storefront and get a lot of kills. But yeah, the shotguns on C-Store, man, they're really dangerous, and they let Guac take advantage of that. AJ was able to go huge there with 3 shotgun kills in a 1v3 situation.
Yeah. I mean, especially Joe did DLS a good job there, and as you said, rushed in on Ninja Dude, got that kill, got another kill in storefront, just was like at the front of the attack basically. Unfortunately, failed to get the kill, the last kill there on, and yeah, that did cost him around because the other 2 failed to find that kill as well. So now we're on match point. We're on match point. 4-0 in the second game after Guacamole took the first game 5-3. So that was way closer than this one. Maybe we see a miracle here, but DLS now being down 2 charges, I believe. I think they brought 2. Will have a hard time winning 5 rounds in a row now. But we will see. Maybe they can make it happen. But it's gonna be rough. I mean, on this map, they honestly have a chance. Seems like they don't want to eco though. They're not using the same strategy or the same strategies for these clap maps as Guacamole does so far. They want to bring a door charge and go through the main dance floor area or bar area, whatever you want to call it. Bar, I guess, is the label. Dance floor is just the part where they dance. And yeah, we'll see if it works out for them. They have their logo on the map, so that probably helps moral support here. But
this is a very bold hold from Guac, trying to hold lobby this heavily. 3 men.
Oh yeah.
Actually 2 now, but with Barb.
Again, AJ trying to take a shot here. I think they're. I'm not sure what are those doors. Is it open or is there like a window in the door?
I think it's a window door.
Okay, so he tried to take a shot there. I think he did hit Joe. For quite a bit of damage, actually. No, that's not Joe. No, I think he missed. Cox is the one taking damage, but that's through the window because now 4 attackers are on the balcony. Well, 3 now because Ninja Dude finds the kill on Cox with the auto shotgun through the window. Interesting. I guess he used the pistol there.
Yeah.
DLS is still running back and forth. Deep Crow is still sitting in the van. I'm not sure what they're doing here now. Joe's pushing into lobby on her own. We're 2. Oh wow. Yeah, Joe down. Molotov at the door. Cloud has to pull back, and I'm not sure what DLS is doing here, to be honest. I'm a little lost.
I just feel like DLS is kind of giving up.
Yeah, I think they're trolling.
It feels like the morale kind of just went down after that first game, and things just kind of went south. Like once they were just kind of starting to get run through.
Okay. Apparently the clacker disappeared on pickup. That would explain why Deep Crow was sitting in the truck for that long.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very unfortunate. Now, I mean, they're still trying to take this, but Cloud's going down, Enigmatic's going down. Okay, this is over. That sucks. I'm thinking right now, but yeah, we probably can't do much about this, honestly. We might, yeah, this is a little unfortunate. Deep Crow getting another kill here, actually, and Matt being zapped as well. But yeah, I assume that's match anyway. I'm gonna call this match for now. If we have an administrative decision to do something about that, then we will correct that. But I don't think really we can at this point. I have to remind all of you, this is still a game in a beta state. There are bugs, and there's so much we can do about it right now because we have no option to like pause the game or save the game and restart it or something like that. So it's probably gonna stay at this, I assume. Which means Guacamole taking this win, this match 2-0, bring them to 2-1 for this week, or the first 3 weeks rather, which brings them fairly high up in the current bracket. So good for them. So let's take a look at the clock really quick. The next match is supposed to start in like 15 minutes. So I assume we could get an interview going before that. So yeah. That bug was for sure very unfortunate, but at least it looked like DLS was like behind anyway, so it's not too
Yeah,
bad, but it's still not a good way to go for sure.
it really did feel like kind of DLS almost gave up there on that second map or on the second game.
Hmm.
They didn't really. I mean, they were definitely kind of putting in some effort, but it didn't really seem like they were going nearly as hard as they were compared to game one. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if it was just kind of lack of motivation. Like after they were kind of getting like stomped on those last few rounds of the first map, and then starting to get stomped the next few rounds into the next game, or what it was. But yeah, it was just unfortunate to see them kind of just fall apart, even though they had some pretty strong rounds in the beginning of game one.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we have Ninja Dude here. So for Guacamole, welcome
Hi.
and congratulations.
Thank you.
The first game was pretty close, but the second one was a little bit more one-sided. So yeah, what is your take on this match?
Yeah, honestly, I was kind of I don't think we really performed well in game one. We kind of threw one or two runs, but I think we kind of picked ourselves back up second game.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the second game was pretty strong for you. Yeah, apparently DLS had some technical difficulties, or
Mhm.
well, encountered a bug on the
Yeah,
last round, which was very unfortunate.
and we also lost
So
the mop that way.
oh well, that
Yeah,
sucks.
it was a bit weird, but it happens.
Too bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we just kind of have to accept bugs right now, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, Billboard, do you have any questions?
Yeah, so
Ninja Dude.
let's kind of look. I want to look at game one because I do think that was clearly the more interesting game, or the more interesting of the two games.
Mhm.
We kind of some of the first rounds you went through. Did you guys? How did you guys feel about almost getting perfectly red on round two on that factory when you guys were doing a docks play? I think you guys decided to go for power. They had the
Yeah.
perfect barb set up. Unfortunately, you guys missed the smokes. There was a gap left, and then you had to deal with the mopper in the back watching docks. How did you guys react to that? Because it did seem it disrupted your plan quite a lot and ended up leading to a round loss.
Yeah, I think the deciding factor there was the mob. We just we lost our gunfights to him, and with the smoke, it made it hard to just get in there. So we need to work on our execution a bit, definitely.
And then, were you kind of prepared for the play they did the following round? Because they did seem to steal your NVGs, turn off the power on you when you did that storefront play,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, also that smoke did cost you. Enigmatic was able to walk through that smoke and kill two of you in the back while you were all focused on pushing the right side of storefront.
Yeah, no, that I'll be honest, we were not expecting the NVGs. We didn't because we only gave them two NVGs as far as we know. So we didn't expect that, but they were already there with the auto shotty, I believe. And then yeah, they just took us out in the front of storefront.
Yeah, I mean, so like, and then also one round I kind of want to highlight is it was on, I think it was round four when you guys were on, you swapped to defense and you were on the club kill house map,
Mhm.
and I think they opened up the red door for VIP, and
Yeah, VIP.
you were mopping, and did you not know the red door was open because you got
I
shot in the side of the head and had no
yeah.
clue?
Well, okay, so I heard it, and that's why I started moving forward on the catwalk, and
Mhm.
then I got pinched from the window and red door.
But I mean, either way, that round worked out. I'm pretty sure Curb was able to do a lot of damage from that stairwell. They weren't really able, like, they couldn't really pinch him well enough from lobby and VIP. And it seemed like DLS was a little bit clueless, kind of where they wanted to go after they took VIP control. And I don't know, yeah, I mean, I guess hats off to Curb because he did a lot of the work there in that round.
Yeah, Curb's one of our MVPs.
And then let's see. So the last rounds I wanted to talk about in game one were the final closing rounds. Was it? I was really curious. Was it a conscious decision to kind of swap to once you guys went back onto attack to kind of more of an explosive play style? Because it seemed like on the first 3 rounds, when you were playing DLS on game one, you guys you kind of played it a little bit slower. You kind of played challenging angles, maybe did some more splits, but you then ended up doing a pretty like hard lobby rush on that kill house, and then also doing a really fast red door take on that factory, which were 2 rounds that ended up securing you the win. Was that kind of a conscious decision to kind of play more explosive and just kind of do like 5-man pushes, and
Yeah.
compared to the more like slowed down approach?
Yeah, we definitely realized like at the start of the game too, we were like, all right, we're just gonna go in. We're just gonna like we're gonna push fast. We're gonna take the angles. We're gonna take the fight to them. You know, push them with flashes, completely clear them out. Because we realized that it just wasn't really working. The kind of like how we did in the first round. They were able to get rounds off us based on the slow pushes. We were like, we're just gonna go in and we're gonna outgun them.
Yeah, and that was very easy to tell when we went to game two. Game two was pretty obviously very convincing. It honestly did seem like DLS gave up a little bit, which was unfortunate. But you guys kind of did the same thing when you hit attack. You had 3 rounds in a row very easily there by just kind of playing really explosive and just pushing. Like round one, you were able to do an office rush, and then went actually right for shutters and kind of threw the defense off there. So I think that explosive playstyle really worked out for you because DLS was left kind of aloof. They didn't really know what to do. They were kind of stuck, still setting up a lot of those rounds actually.
Yeah.
And I mean that's pretty much all I had. Oh, I guess the last thing I can talk about is what was going on in that round on game one, round 6, when that smoke went out and the diffuse went off. The 1v1. You kind of
Yeah, we were.
us.
Yeah. So, yeah, Matt. He's one of our subs. He doesn't play that much. That being said, though, I think apart from that round, I think he did pretty well. But he didn't know the map layout, so he didn't know that you could only defuse from the other side. So he went to the wrong side to try to kill him.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then so that was a tough round.
It's probably, I imagine, like it was probably a pretty tough situation for him as well. Like he's the sub on your team, he's the last one alive, supposed to take the round there. That's a lot of pressure coming in on you, especially like if you're new or a sub like that, and not like super comfortable playing with the others maybe. Or not playing that much. Like how many matches did he play during the first, like in the first 2 weeks? Did he play so far, or was he just subbing in this week?
He played in the first match against SQ.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I imagine there's a lot of pressure in that situation. So mistakes like that are surely are fairly common in situations like that, in my experience. But yeah, it was like, I mean, these kind of situations are pretty fun to watch as well. Like it's just like these big moments where like stuff happens that you really don't expect to happen. And Matt running around the shelves there, the long round was certainly one of them. And I mean, it wasn't even that bad of a move, really. Like he was a little short on time for sure, but like it looked like it. I think he was trying to or it looked like he was trying to throw off the attacker there and surprising from the other side. But yeah, it did not quite work out. But in the end, you won this match 2-0 anyway. So you're up there now. We have Fluff at the top with 3-0, and then we have multiple teams with 2-1, and you're one of them. So that leaves, like, that basically means you have all the options for the rest of the season now. You're in a pretty good spot to move from here. So I would say good luck in the next few weeks, and
Thank you.
And we will see more of you for sure. So I mean, from all the teams, I guess, because we're casting pretty much everything right at this point. but yeah, looking forward to more Guacamole in the next week, and potentially the coming weeks after that. But yeah, for now we're gonna take a short break. We're going to be back in around 10 minutes with the last match of the week, which is going to be the Reds versus. Damn it! Why did my screen change? The Reds versus Core Dynamics. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be the last match of the week, as I just mentioned. And yeah, any last words from you or from Billboard?
No, I mean, I think they just played well. I think one thing I wanted to add on real quick is I actually liked seeing from you guys that was creative was the kicking down red door above the shed, trying to go for the peaks.
Yep.
That was
especially-
interesting, yeah.
Especially one round where you actually decided to place a barbed wire after it. I think that was really smart. And yeah, I think you guys adjusted accordingly very well against DLS. You guys were, it was a little slow at start, but you guys kind of picked it up, kind of figured out how they played.
Okay then. With that being said, thanks, Ninja Dude, and good luck in the next week. And we're gonna be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.